once again, a beautiful offering from our music ministry. And they even dressed together. Did you see that? Beautiful. I just love that we can come here and there is an offering from the music ministry that amplifies our message. You know, and I was going to say we're very lucky. But then I remembered one of my teachers said, you know, there's no such thing as luck. So we are very conscious to have created a music ministry like that. Yeah. Way to go, Edward, to take responsibility for everything, right? Yeah, it's my fault when it's good. But I especially love the message of the song this morning. The sound of one voice is beautiful. And the sound of two voices helping each other along is beautiful. And then as each voice is added, the effect becomes even more beautiful, and our ears may lose the ability to separate out each of the voices, but the voices themselves, they don't lose their separate identity, even though they are part of one song. That's the message today. You have a voice. You have a message, an identity. You have a way of being, and it's beautiful all by itself. And when it's added to others through your love, or through your compassion, or through your sharing, you don't lose who you are. No, your joining expands you and us. It's one of the most beautiful ways for us to be together, that is. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, he wrote a beautiful little book, Thoughts Are Things, in which he writes these words: life has set the stamp of individuality on you. You are different from any other person who has ever lived. You are an individualized center in the consciousness of God. You are an individualized activity in the action of God. And as I read that, I'm thinking, well, if we are unique, we must be necessary. If we are unique, we must be essential. If there's only one of you, it must be important that you are present. Otherwise, why would life have bothered to show up as you? So let's personalize that reading. You know how I love to personalize things. Why don't you read that with me? Life has set the stamp of individuality on me. I am different from any other person who ever lived. I am an individualized center in the consciousness of God. I am an individualized activity in the action of God. I am unique, but not separate. Oneness doesn't mean sameness. So the song that we sing becomes better because of adding my uniqueness. And it does depend on how I add my uniqueness, right? You know what I'm talking about. Nobody. You know, one of the great experiences of my life was playing in an orchestra. I played in the symphony, and I played in opera orchestras in the pit. It was wonderful. You know, you learn a lot about life playing in an orchestra. One of the things I learned is that each instrument has its individual character and its range and its feel. And then different soundscapes become possible when you blend various instruments together. And I guess in an infinite number of ways. If you put a flute and an oboe together, it's different from when you put a clarinet and a horn together. It's like mixing paints. Oh, it's exquisite. And one of the greatest lessons I learned from playing in the orchestra is the lesson of cooperation and collaboration, because I've got to know which instrument has the melody. Everyone can't play as loud as possible all the time. When you are in the support role, you have to play from under. You have to blend so that the other instrument can shine. Equality in this case means that every unique instrument is necessary, but not every instrument is playing the melody all of the time. And if you're an alto in the choir, you know how that is, right? Sometimes an instrument doesn't get to play the melody, and yet its beauty is in the way that it provides the support foundation. Its beauty is in the way that it provides the harmony. And without that, the experience of the masterpiece, well, it's incomplete. The other life lesson I learned from playing in an orchestra is that when you're practicing your part alone at home, it doesn't always make sense. You know, it's got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a beep over here and there. You might even feel frustrated with it. It's not until you present yourself, it's not until you show up with all the other instruments that the big picture is revealed. When we are together. When we are together is when the beauty comes out. It's February, the love month. And centers for spiritual living everywhere are discussing this idea in one form or the other. Here it is in its original statement. Will you read it with me? We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everyone, and that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. I love a dictionary and a thesaurus, especially now that they're so easily accessible online right from inside your word processor, because I can look up things. I can look up meanings of words, and I can look up synonyms, and it helps me to explore ideas like this. I take words, and I substitute synonyms to see if I can dig deeper into them and get more out of it. For example, the word incarnation. Oh, it's a good word. I looked up some synonyms for that. Personification, embodiment, manifestation, avatar, life, materialization, living from. See, this is exciting. Now I can substitute the words like this and perhaps get even more out of it. Won't you read this with me? We believe that everyone is a personification of the Spirit, and that all people are personifications of the one Spirit. Oh, now I can go right down the rabbit hole. Now I can look, what does personification mean? Well, it means an embodiment, a representation, a distillation. It means an image of something, not just any old ordinary image of something, the epitome of something. And you are that. You are all of that. So try this. Please say, I am the epitome of Spirit. I am the epitome of Spirit. Yes, the ultimate essential expression. Try this. Say, I am the image of Spirit. I am the image of Spirit. Yes, created in the form, in the likeness, and from the thing itself. Say, I am the embodiment of Spirit. I am the embodiment of Spirit. Yes, you represent Spirit in this space-time continuum. Say, I am the distillation of Spirit. I am the distillation of Spirit. Yes, it all boils down to you. Yes. 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 But, like the wave is in the ocean, you've heard that. The wave cannot be the wave without the ocean. The wave cannot say, I'm an individual. And you know what? I'm stepping out of this sea of chaos and change. I won't have it. The wave cannot say, look, I'm not going to participate in this anymore. You know, one day it's going to be the last time I'm going to roll up that beach and I'm going to get up and walk away. I don't want anything to do with this. No, the wave is in its glory when it expresses ocean. Individualized, but never separate. Unique, but never separate. Oh, you know, it makes me want to go to the beach. You know, it makes me want to go to the beach right now and enjoy every wave, because now I realize it's unrepeatable. I'm unrepeatable. You are unrepeatable. Let's try another synonym together. We believe that everyone is an embodiment of the Spirit, and that all people are embodiments of the one Spirit, and you and I can do whatever we want with that. It can lay asleep in us like a seed waiting. Or we can grasp hold of it and do something with it. That's a beautiful question. What am I doing with the Spirit of life within me? Because, after all, I'm using it every day. I embody it. That's a beautiful phrase to let run loose in me all day. I embody Spirit. I embody Spirit. I embody Spirit. I embody Spirit. Or we could use one of the other synonyms like from these. Won't you read it? We believe that Spirit manifests in everyone. We believe that everyone is an avatar of Spirit. Oh, that's a beautiful phrase to play with. Spirit manifests in me. Spirit manifests in me. Manifest is another one of those lovely words to explore. In this sentence, it means that Spirit reveals itself in you. Or Spirit displays itself through you. Or Spirit shows itself as you. And that's what it means to be an avatar. And that's what you are. And right here at this point, surely some people are saying, really? What about? And then comes the long list of people who can't possibly be embodiments of Spirit. And they ask, how do you explain this one and that one and your particular villain de jour? Guess what? I'm going to leave that up to everyone to figure out for themselves. Great minds have been wrestling with that forever. And any response and answer as good as the next one. What I'm chiefly interested in today is whether or not you and I can see ourselves in that light, whether or not we can get comfy and cozy and close and personal with the idea that Spirit is displaying itself through us. Imagine a great window. And on the other side of the glass is a perfect scene of nature. Trees, mountains, sky. Spirit displaying itself as reality. Now imagine someone replaces the glass and they use a colored glass that is warped. Now everything that we see is distorted or blurred, colored. What has happened to the original scene? Nothing. It is still there in its pristine state. It's the filter through which we are looking, however, that is distorting the view. And spiritual living is about cleaning up the filter, installing a new glass so that we can see things as they are, clearing away the images of opinion, reactiveness, separateness, so that we can return to an unobstructed view of the one life. So we keep at it. We keep exploring the ideas that bring us home in our view. That's a beautiful sentence to let run loose in your consciousness. I am cleaning up my view. I am cleaning it up. Try this one. We believe that everyone lives from the Spirit and that all people are living from the one Spirit. There isn't anything else to live from. I live from Spirit. There isn't anything else to come from. I come from Spirit. There isn't anything else to belong to. I belong to Spirit, and there is no restriction on how I am going to express that or use the beautiful creative power of my mind. The good news to me is that no matter how I have used it up until this point, I'm always standing on the precipice of an infinity of change possibilities. No matter what I have thought about myself up until now, I can clean that up. No matter what I have contributed to this world up until now, I can clean it up. No matter what I have done with my love and my compassion and my forgiveness, I can clean it up. No matter how I've looked at myself, no matter what I've told myself about myself, no matter how I've interpreted reality, I can clean that up now. I can begin to tell a different story. I can begin to show up newly. I can begin to stand in the power of the Almighty, and I can begin to consciously live from the Spirit. You live because life lives in you. You move because an infinite holy energy flows through you. You think because a beautiful intelligence thinks through you. You exist because the Spirit individualized itself as you. That is why it is appropriate to call your life the temple of the living God. There is a divine spark at the center of your being, and we must recognize it. Instead of focusing on the glass that stands between us and reality displaying itself. Let's personalize all of those thoughts together. I live because life lives in me. I move because there is a holy energy flowing through me. I think because there is an infinite intelligence thinking through me. I exist because the Spirit individualized itself as me. This is why I am called the temple of the living God. There is a divine spark at the center of my being. I recognize this, believe it, and act upon it. From our suggested reading for the month, fullness of joy, some words that provide the most beautiful meditation on these thoughts precisely. I invite you to breathe in And to exhale, letting your eyes close if you feel comfortable. We were created in spirit as manifestations of the One. Each an individual, yet each inseparable from the source. No matter where we are, God is there. No matter where we are in spirit. We are in the one source. This awareness of our spiritual self unites us in consciousness to the point where we can say, I am in all, and all is in me. And we experience this spiritual reality in the depths of our soul, even beyond thought, in the deep silence of the Christ peace within. We see and hear and know creation on this level through our developed spiritual senses. This realm is not make-believe. It is apparent to anyone with eyes to see or ears to hear. In the infinity of life where I am, all is whole and perfect and complete. For the complete presence of the eternal Spirit is here. It is above and below, inside, outside, before and behind. It is the all in all. It is the everything. It is the ground of all being. It is the eternal one. It is the infinite mind. I live and breathe and move and have my being within this infinity, as does each person here. As I acknowledge our unity through the one life, to each other and with all creation, the realization emerges that I am infinitely a part of all that is. That the nature of the infinite one is my nature. That its splendor is my splendor. That there is that within me, within us, that is kin with divinity. And I accept today that the infinite one displays itself through me. There is a holy energy flowing through me. There is an infinite intelligence thinking through me. I let the acceptance of this sink into me. It is joyful and delightful to know it. And furthermore, I celebrate that spiritual law governs the way my prayer works. And so now that we have realized this, celebrated it, we are now able to release it, and the law of mind responds to us right now. And we say, and so it is.